First, live, local. This is First Alert Weather Extra.
Hey, welcome to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mark Nelsen here at KPTV, also known as Fox 12 Oregon. Over there, we got Payton Major. How you doing, Payton?
Hello. Doing good. It's been just a little busy today.
A little busy. Oh, man, so much rain. And now we're starting to see, because we've had so much rain, we're starting to hear reports of like, okay, there's mud across this road, or this road's too deep for a car to drive across, a few closures here and there.
Yeah.
It is interesting when we get flooding here, it's always kind of a slow developing phenomenon, almost always slow developing, in that most of our floods are just, you know, it rains for half a day or 2 days or 4 days, instead of like these huge thunderstorms in Houston that cause flooding in like a half hour.
Yeah,
you know.
It's a long-term thing, and you know, sometimes we get photos of a muddy chocolate milk-looking river, but it's blue skies, and it's because the rain's already passed, but that river's going to stay high for a while.
Right, that's going to be the case coming up tonight or tomorrow, even after as the weather will improve. Okay, what are we going to cover here? Well, we know we're going to cover all the rain we've had so far today, what that's doing to our rivers. We've got updated river numbers for you. And then we'll cover the Cascades. You know, we've been talking about now. Christmas break is just about here. Starting tomorrow when the kids get out of school, Christmas or holiday break, whatever you want to call it, is on. So those ski areas want to get open to make money, and the towns around them depend on all that action. So we'll see. Okay, First Alert Weather Day. So that's today, obviously. All the rain, some wind, but in the end, I think we'll end up with 1.5 to 3 inches of rain, metro and valley, and we seem to be getting into that category now. 3 to 5 inches of rain in the Cascades. We have seen that already. Gus, it's breezy out there. It's not crazy. Payton, you were just out there for lunch. Was it just breezy, normal breezy?
I was getting a little breezy, yeah.
Okay. Could get a few additional power outages. We still got several thousand out of power in PG&E's territory from the storm yesterday morning. So obviously we're beginning to see areas of flooding. There will be scattered mudslides, hopefully not a big mudslide somewhere, but that can always happen. And then a few scattered power outages, additional outages. Okay, so we are watching, if you see here, atmospheric river, and then a cold front is right back in there. Ooh, doesn't that look nice? Right about in there. Now it's kind of underneath the higher level clouds. But once that moves on shore, then we should change to a light rain as we go into the overnight hours. So here are the rainfall totals. Now, the last 3 hours, Aurora's not working, by the way. Last 3 hours, it hasn't been crazy heavy. 1/3 of an inch in Portland, 1/1800 in Hillsborough, 1/2 an inch in Salem. But this has been going on since, for about 15 hours. So the numbers just keep adding up and adding up. That was 3 hours. Now, how much today? All right, now we're up past 1.5 inches. We're at 1.61 in Portland, just under 2 inches at Salem, 1.76 inches at Troutdale. So we're getting some pretty solid rainfall totals here. Once we get to 2 inches, that's getting a little closer to record territory for any one calendar day here in Portland. Tillamook, oh wow, 4.3 inches of rain. The Dalles, 1.86. I believe the number at Hood River is incorrect right now. It seems to change. Ooh, look at that, Payton. The numbers are changing as we watch.
Wow, I love when that happens.
This is a weather nerd's fantasy come true, at least weather-wise. Yeah, so some of the numbers just updated. 2.19 at Salem. So it has really been dumping in Salem this past hour. Because it was, let me back up here. Did that one change since we're on streaming? Yeah, that was 1.8. About 2/10 of an inch of rain in 1 hour at Salem. Yeah, did any others update? Okay, those all look fine. Yeah, 1.63 in Hood River. Wow, that is a lot of rain for Hood River. In the Dalles, to get almost 2 inches of rain, I believe the Dalles, you only average 11 or 12 inches every year. So actually, this is good. It's a little much, but I guess it's good. Not nearly as much down in Central Oregon. Here are the wettest spots. These are 1 hour old, but they should only have a little more. But Scene Creek, this is west of Forest Grove, about 4 inches of rain so far today. Carson, 4.2 inches in the gorge. That's mudslide city there. I mean, not in Carson, but I'm just saying when you have that much rain in the gorge, things start sliding. Rhododendron, 4 inches of rain. Little North Fork of the Santiam near north of kind of Gates and Mill City, about 4 inches, and about 4 inches in Tillamook as well, as you already saw. Comparisons to 1996, I had a coworker ask me, well, in 1996, in 4 days, we had 7 inches of rain here in Portland. And in all areas west of the Cascades had 7 inches. In the Cascades, there was 15 inches or more most locations, Coast Range as well. We sure aren't seeing that. And there were some isolated spots that had 20 inches of rain spread over 4 days. So obviously this is nothing like that. And then also in that event, we had 2 or 3 feet of snow on the ground at like the 2,000 to 3,000 foot elevation. We just had a cold period with a ton of snow at pretty low elevations. All right, so here's our evening model. Oh, I didn't put the little set points in. That's annoying, isn't it, Payton? You know what? I'm gonna back up.
I put it in my segment.
There it is, right there.
A little bit.
I guess the point is, at 7 a.m., we're into scattered showers. Notice the blue returns to the Cascades too. All right, so then we've got off and on showers tomorrow. It'll slowly add up over time, and then we'll have the scattered showers through the weekend. Forecast rain. Oh, please tell me I put a set point here. There we go. Yeah, so, that seems a little low, doesn't it? Only another 0.4 of an inch.
Yeah.
Sometimes models have trouble spinning up the precipitation at the very beginning of the model run, and we've actually had some issues with this model lately. The point is, I could see us having another 0.5 to 1 inch. I bet we don't get more than 1 inch more. So let's cover river flooding. First, kind of the overview. We've got a lot of rivers. These are only the rivers within our viewing area, which goes down to about to Albany, okay, and Lebanon, Sweet Home. And our viewing area also goes into eastern Oregon. No flooding rivers in eastern and central Oregon. But we expect minor flooding. The Weather Service does on the Sandy River here, Troutdale upstream. The Clackamas River, Gladstone up to Carver, Estacada. This has historically been a big issue with flooding here. Johnson Creek from the west side of Gresham down through Lentz, that area. And then the Molalla River and the Pudding River in the south, the Amhill over there around McMinnville. 2 rivers are forecast to go into major flood stage, Johnson Creek and Clackamas River. We'll take a closer look at those. Most of these rivers, almost all of them, will crest late tonight or tomorrow morning. And then the wider view, let's not forget the Cowlitz River up here, the Lucky Mute River down here, the Marys River a little out of our viewing area west of Corvallis. North Santiam River was just added. That's below Detroit Lake. That's even with the Detroit Dam holding back lots of water. If we didn't have those dams, that would be a huge issue each time we get this. Tualatin River, minor flooding. Cowlitz River, I mentioned that. And moderate flooding on the Hood River there, coming off of Mount Hood. So then the coastal rivers, we've got 2 minor flood warnings. The Trask River into the Tillamook Valley, Grays River. This is nothing like the major flooding you had on the Grays last week. Or was it 2 weeks ago? It's kind of a blur.
It was last week.
Was it about 10 days ago, maybe?
Yeah.
Nehalem River, Wilson, and Siletz Rivers, moderate. All these will crest overnight, then the rain will back off, and then they should fall as we head towards daybreak. There's the Siletz River down there, goes down into Siletz Bay there at Lincoln City. Okay, good news, no Willamette River flooding because we have all those dams holding back lots of water. There's plenty of room for storage. What happens is during these events, they hold back, I think it was Green Peter Reservoir a week and a half ago, went up like 80 feet in like 2 days. But then they gradually lower then over the next few days. That's why the Willamette will stay very high for, a week or 2 after one of these big events. They just keep releasing the water. And they do that until early February, and that's when they begin filling the reservoirs, because historically we don't have big floods once we get past mid-February. All right, so a little history lesson there. Albany, no flooding expected. It should crest about 4 feet below flood stage on Saturday. That's about 15 feet higher than the current level. So if you live, same thing, Salem, if you're near the Willamette River, you look at it now, it's forecast to go maybe another 13 feet above where it is now. That's still 5 feet below flood stage, but that river is going to be high and muddy, and all that water flows right past downtown Portland. In Portland right now, the Willamette River is just under 10 feet. It's forecast to go up about 5 more feet. I don't think that is not correct. That's from the last flooding event. That is probably, I'm guessing, Saturday or Sunday. That's when it's forecast to get that high. That's about 3 feet under the flood stage. All right, so no flooding on the Willamette River, but it will be turning very high and muddy. And every time we have these events, there's tons of logs and debris in the river. All right, so we're going to cover the jet stream in just a few minutes. But first, Payton, you want to do, you know what? I kind of messed this up because I didn't put that. I'm going to step out of the way here for just a second. I'm going to have to change something. Gordon, our director, hang with us. I'm stepping over to my machine and I'm calmly loading up a graphic,
We're going to talk about rivers.
This is streaming TV, so I'm going to load up the right graphic here. Let me find it here. I wonder if I can talk Payton and also pull up a graphic here.
Yeah, I can talk.
Because you know what I realized? The tag board computer, which people are like, I have no idea what he's talking about. I did not load up the. I did not load up my page, but I bet I could do that too. Do you want to talk about something, Payton?
Yes, I'll talk about something. Okay, we saw those green polygons on our screens. Obviously, we talked about river flood warnings. There's also another. Is it aerial flood advisory that's over, or was it warning?
Right. Yeah. That's what it is. Right?
Okay, so there's obviously a lot of flood watches and warnings. It can get very confusing. Basically, you need to read the text within the flood warning if you ever get that alert. If you are near a river, more likely it's probably a flood warning for that creek, river, or stream.
Right.
But aerial flood just kind of means widespread flooding is possible, and you may see pooling waters. I know I have a field near my house that's practically a lake right now.
Is it now? There it is, past it. There we go. We're back on track here.
We're back.
Folks, this weather train, we took the little junction and somebody pulled the wrong thing and it went off. We started to go off the tracks, maybe off the bridge, like in that no, they didn't go off the bridge, but the Stand By Me episode went, anyway. But the point is now we're back on track. The train is moving down the tracks once again.
Here we go.
So let's go, let's pick one of those metro rivers.
Okay.
Payton is driving. We're going to check out some flood warnings
Let's
here.
try Johnson Creek because, you know,
yeah, let's see.
we're going big. I think I have it loaded up right
Johnson
here.
Creek, all right, and of course I didn't wear my glasses, but this is the current level. Is it current up here? I can't see it.
I think current is where the little dots are. It looks like around 10 or 11 feet.
Oh, so okay, so it did suddenly jump in the last 2 hours. That's a significant jump there. And then you see it's forecast to go here into maybe just touching major flood stage. Late tonight, maybe around 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., somewhere around the middle of the night, and then the quick drop. The Johnson Creek goes up quickly and it falls back down.
And that black line is the all-time record crest.
Oh, up here, yeah. So that is, that's 20, is it?
About 15 feet.
15 feet, okay. Let's see what else we have. Let's do the Clackamas River, both the lower and the higher one.
Okay, here I come.
Okay.
Coming in. Okay, so we have, that's Sandy.
There's Sandy. Oh, that would have worked too.
Well,
Johnson, there we go.
There
Upper Clackamas Estacada.
Oh,
so,
there we go.
there we go. No, we're fine. So you can see this is the last few days. We go back the days, and yes, look at this huge rise right here at the end of today. So now it's coming up pretty quickly at Estacada. And forecast to go maybe slightly above 26 feet, is that right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That's what we have right there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, and so that's real high coming up here this evening. So that's going well into the flood stages there.
Yeah.
All right, so that's at Estacada. Then downriver, you can go down to, there we go.
Coming in.
Right there, right there. Nope,
Nope.
right there. Oh, you can't see where I'm pointing.
I can't.
Right at Oregon City, Clackamas River, Oregon City.
Oh my goodness, sorry.
This
This thing is glitching.
Again.
Ah, it's glitching.
You know, there is another.
There, oh. Okay. Nope, that's,
Nope.
what is that, Mark?
Can you go back to my page? No, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. It was there. Okay, there we go. Technical
Wow. Folks, that was
difficulty.
tough. And you notice that forecast to be a rapid rise this evening. Now, here's the deal. River modeling, kind of like forecast weather modeling, it's not always perfect. The inputs are, you know, how much rain is falling over the watershed and how will it move down the rivers. So sometimes it can be 2, 3, 5 feet off, so we don't know. But you can see here, it still thinks by late tonight it's pretty high up here. Is that 45 feet, am I correct? Is this that's the river that has the forecast of 46 feet, correct?
Yes, and like I said before, the black line is all-time record, so you may be freaking out a little here.
Yep.
But
we talked about this.
You can tell
No,
Mark.
oh, but the deal is, I was like, what? How's it higher than 96 or 64? What I found was it looks like the records, I didn't check the exact numbers, but the records only go back to the mid-2000s. But this could be the highest since like before 2010.
Yeah.
If the forecast is correct, we're talking Clackamas River, those lower reaches, Carver, Barton, down to near Oregon City, Gladstone area, High Rocks, could be the highest we've seen in 10 or 15 years, easy. So that's a pretty big flood event there. How about the Molalla?
Molalla.
There you go.
Here we go.
Yeah, big rise here expected. So all these rivers should take a huge jump over these next 4 or 5 hours as all this water is working its way down. Okay, I think that gives us a basic idea of what we're looking at. Pudding River, let's do the pudding because everybody loves the Pudding River, especially at Christmas time. Look how the curve will be very different on the Pudding River.
There we go.
Yeah. Slow rises, slow falls, tends to be slow rise. And this is, isn't this, we're not talking about hours here. These are the dates, right?
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, 4 or 5, it's a slow rise. I mean, it's a pretty good rise this evening, but then a slow fall off on the Pudding River. It's real chocolatey. And
you can see the previous rise from
look how round it is.
A few days ago was still high.
From the peak down to kind of normal was like, what, 4 or 5 days?
Yeah, it was still an action stage on the 14th.
Pudding River is very down on the flat farmlands there, west of Mount Angel, east of Jervis, Woodburn. So very slow to rise and fall. Okay.
Any others? Or?
No, I think that's it. Do you think? I think we've kind of covered
And if you're wondering what the heck this website is, we have it on our website. I put it in our little web article for today.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, so if you just go to kptv.com, the weather page, our face is right there, says, you know, all of what's going on today, and the link is right in there, isn't it?
Yes, it's actually interactive, so you should see pretty much
what
this is.
Oh, that's really neat, Payton.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff. Okay, good stuff. Is it time for Jetstream?
I think so, finally.
Right. So I just want to show you a big picture and why we don't expect that much rain coming up. So this is right now, Jetstream coming right at us. All right, we had a little cooler air, and this is coming up tonight, so that's why snow levels will fall tonight. Peyton's going to cover that in just a moment. But as we go through Friday and Saturday, more and Sunday, see how more of the action is digging? We call it digging out here. Once that happens, we tend to get most energy kind of down in this area here. And then we go into Monday, and in fact, it seems to split a bit. We're getting into this thing next week for Christmas week, a bit of a splitting jet stream, where we start to get action in California, which they need. They need the precipitation, rain, and mountain snow there. And when that happens, we tend to have, I'm not saying we're going to be dry next week. This is Tuesday the 23rd. We just tend to get much weaker systems, showers at times, and it's just not a huge wet pattern. That's why we have no storms in the next 7 days. And in fact, see, things are kind of split apart here. This is Christmas Day. And it looks kind of uneventful for us. By kind of, I mean, yeah, there'll probably be showers around. We don't see anything cold enough to give us snow or ice in the gorge at this point, although today was close. But then there are hints that just beyond Christmas Day, some sort of flat ridging, or maybe this wouldn't give us warm weather because this is the end of December, but this could dry us out quite a bit, maybe right after Christmas Day. We'll see about that. A good example, European forecast model of precipitation, whether it's rain or snow. From now through Thursday, Christmas Day, where is the big precipitation? Peyton, do you see it? It's here.
Northern California.
Yes. So the action more often next week goes like this, and then we get the leftovers up here. We still get showers. Yeah. So 3-day forecast. This is much better. The next 3 days, big message, no heavy rain or strong wind through the weekend, light showers at times, an uneventful weekend. You got shopping to do. I might go see a movie with the kids maybe, because I worked hard this week. I think I deserve it, don't I?
Yeah, I think so too.
Maybe the popcorn or the tots. I can't decide.
Are we ready for some mountain stuff?
Yeah, let's talk mountains. I'm curious.
Okay, cool. I got some cool things. Well, first, it did snow in the last 24 hours, but we'll get to why it's not anymore. 8 inches at Ski Bowl, 6 inches at Timberline, and nearly a foot at Mount Hood Meadows. So that's pretty impressive. But of course, when we add the rain into the mix and it's warm, all that snow kind of disappears. We actually already lost, I think, 5 inches at Meadows in the last few hours. Okay, so radar, yeah, it's all green. If we saw any purples, we would, see some snow, but it's just too warm. Our current conditions, and you can see half of our cameras are out because of a power issue. The wind that happened a couple days ago.
Government camp just came back during the 6 o'clock show.
Oh, that's good. So we only had Santiam?
Yeah, because we haven't had the other 3 cameras since the storm yesterday morning, which tells me maybe people in government camp suddenly got power back.
Oh, I sure hope so. Dang, that's a long time. Okay, well, yeah, Santiam's 42, so obviously passes are just looks wet, and then Mount Hood Meadows 41. So it's just too warm, and that's because the atmospheric river came in, and we have that southerly flow all of a sudden. Okay, so forecast. By overnight hours tonight, we're going to finally get cold enough again to support some snowfall in the Cascades. You can see that here on one of our new model runs. It's not going to be as heavy as what we anticipated yesterday. I think maybe, honestly, just a few inches every day. Very scattered on and off snow, kind of like how the showers will be inland, just, on and off showers. And I'm not seeing anything super heavy. So this is our snow forecast all the way through, let's see, now this is through tomorrow. Yeah, we could see some pretty hefty totals up near ski resorts, but this model tends to overdo it a little bit. We think just a few inches tomorrow and through the weekend. I think the best news in all this and this snow level forecast has been such a super good tool this time of year to kind of indicate where that lowest level of sticking snow will be. And that yellow line you're seeing across your screen has fluctuated so much. It goes above Timberline and then down to the passes, and then, hasn't really touched the passes in weeks until this week. So we are obviously happy to see that it's leveling out. Solid snow chances, but there's not a lot of moisture available, so we don't have a ton of snow in the forecast. Okay, so this is now through Monday, 6 a.m. We'll see what happens. I think government camp may get, 5, maybe up to 10 inches. And then this is through next Friday, so this is beyond Christmas at this point. You can see we've just tacked on a couple inches every day. Nothing crazy. So snow this weekend for skiers or possibly ski resorts to open. It's probably tough. Maybe a limited opening, because I know we're all very eager. I think, honestly, if there's even 6 inches on the ground, ski resorts might be like, all right, let them in. So we'll see. But we do need usually about 2 to even 3 feet of snow on the ground for those resorts to open. We'll probably have 10 to 20 inches by Sunday morning on Mount Hood. And then, yeah, like I mentioned, additional snow next week. And so we may see some limited openings throughout the week. It'll be sprinkled through, and it is Christmas week. It's one of the most important weeks for those ski resorts financially. So we're going to hope that things start to open here. Mark made this graphic, was it yesterday? 2 days ago?
It's a blur. It's within the last week.
Maybe it was Tuesday, I think. Yeah. December snowfall just at government camp at 4,000 feet. Yeah, question mark for this month because, you know, hopefully we'll get some. But yeah, maybe 2021 we had 100 inches through the month. 2024, 48. This is through the month, right?
Yep.
Okay.
The whole month.
Yeah, about 50 inches through 2024. So, yeah, I mean, we got some making up to do. It's probably going to be one of those lower numbers as you're seeing in like 2014 or 2019. But that's all I have for now. Pretty simple Cascades update. We just know that gradually we'll start to accumulate snow. Hopefully it'll be enough to have a good solid base for skiers. And maybe we'll see some openings. We'll see.
But first, more flooding. I just saw I-84. I think one lane is closed on this side, west side of Cascade Locks, landslide across part of the freeway.
Oh, no, okay.
I think it's still open, but part of it. And then landslide is closed, or rock or land, whatever, you know, mud mess, has closed the road to Vista House.
Oof.
From the west side, from the Portland side. And then I thought I just saw water over the highway 99E in the Oregon City area.
Okay.
So we're going to hear more of this as that heavy rain continues the next few hours. So tune into our newscast because anytime something big happens, we hear about it. We're going to be sharing that with you. So 8, 9, 10, and 11 p.m. tonight. Yeah, those debris flows are no joke. Nope. Be careful. Be careful driving out there if you're out there late tonight, and especially in hilly terrain or in the gorge. We will see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for First Alert Weather Extra right here on your Fox 12 streaming app.